Welcome to the next exciting episode of Economics with Miss Preston. In this section, we're going to learn how to calculate real GDP, which is nominal GDP with the inflation squished out of it. Real GDP accounts for inflation, but what does that mean exactly? Remember that the whole point of GDP is to determine how many new goods and services are made in a year. We don't want to know if prices rose. We want to know if we've actually made more stuff from one year to the next. The method of doing this is surprisingly simple. So let's calculate real GDP. The way we do this is we choose a base year. The base year is going to provide us with the prices we will use to multiply against our current year's output. Any year can be the base year. It depends on what you're trying to compare. So we'll take the 200 units produced in 2020 and we'll multiply those units by the prices from the base year, in this case 2019. So let's go ahead and change the 2020 prices to the base year prices. And now let's multiply the units of output from 2020 by the prices of goods from 2019. When we add up the values, we get a real GDP of 650. So there's been no change from 2019. We weren't more productive in 2020, we just experienced inflation. Let's do a practice question. Here we have a chart that shows us 5 years worth of the production of a single good and the price of that good each year. We'll use year 3 as a base year. Let's start with finding the nominal GDP for year 4. This is simply done by multiplying the number of units produced by the price that year. That gives us a nominal GDP of $36. Now let's find the real GDP for year 4, using year 3 as our base year. This requires us to multiply the number of units produced in year 4 by the price of the good in year 3. Doing this gives us a real GDP of $30. Now let's find the percentage change in real GDP from year 3 to year 4. To start, let's go ahead and get the GDP from year 3. Because year 3 is our base year, its nominal GDP is the same as its real GDP. To find GDP for year 3, multiply units by price again. That gives us a real GDP of $20. Now we can take our year 4 real GDP of $30 and year 3 GDP of $20 and run it through our percent change formula. This gives us a percent change in GDP of 50%. And that's it for this section. Be sure to tune in next week for our exciting ventures of GDP per capita.